Hello my fellow Hammerheads and welcome to the second lore part for the Daughters of Khaine. In this video we will cover their matriarchal society. But before we begin, I recommend that you buy and read the Battletome and the stories for yourself, because only this way we can support Games Workshop, the Black Library, their authors, and you can enjoy the unabridged stories for yourself. As always, I will provide the faction-specific terminology in the description box down below. Now, I won't waste any more of your time, let's begin. Welcome back, my friend, to the Hammerhead Inn. Welcome. Please sit down, grab yourself something to drink. I will be right with you. The last time I told you about the creation of the Daughters of Khaine and their deeds throughout the ages. But how does their society work? Well, the society of the Khainites is very unique, as violence is their way to worship their bloody-handed god and to expand their territory. This was decreed by Morathi herself, the hierarchy and the structure of the war covens. As there are many different sects who worship Khaine in a different manner, each and every one of them sends forth war covens across the mortal realms. At the top there is of course the High Oracle Morathi herself. A step beneath her are the Hag Queens, Slaughter Queens and the Blood Rag Melusai. Basically, the keepers of the shrine artifacts and leaders in battles and sacrifices. The sects choose for themselves which one of those is ranked higher than the other. Some might say a Hag Queen is the highest rank, whilst the minority put the Melusai in higher regards. This, of course, is still at the whim of the High Oracle, as she has her favorite daughters. The majority of the troops consist of the Sisterhood of Blood. They are the Witch-aelves and the Sisters of Slaughter, gladiators and entertainers in the cities of Sigmar. The lesser-known warriors are Morathi's handmaidens, the Scáthborn, or Shadowborn or Trueborn. They are the ones whose souls were mixed with Morathi's blood, and they are kept hidden away with illusions or in the defense of sacred shrines. So there are 5 main temples which are known across all the realms. The first of all is Hagnar. Deep in the Umbral Vale, it was built atop a geyser of shadow magic. The most important icons of the Daughters of Khaine are here. As an example, the Svartal Pit and the Master Cauldron. In Hagnar, Khaine is worshipped in all of his facets, and as the first one, they control several smaller shrines all around the mortal realms. If there is a cauldron of blood on the battlefield, it might be the Daughters of Hagnar. Far up north in Ulgu lies the temple Draichi Ganeth, which means bladed killers. Their pilgrims and shrines are everywhere. When you see a Daughter of Khaine, the possibility that it might be a Draichi Ganeth is very high. They are known as the Executioner's Cult, as they honor Khaine in beheading their foes. Preferring to approach the battlefield with gruesome processions, they herald their arrival without stealth and without poison. They are the ones who brought the dances of Colmthart and Thair'nik and the practice of Krish'lar to the other sects. For them, their shadowy sisters are beneath them. Speaking of stealth and concealment, none of them are more proficient in the art of assassination than the Temple of Scáthborn. Unseen killers, they rival the Idoneth with their hit-and-run tactics and are tasked by Morathi to assassinate certain individuals, may it be enemies or allies which are not useful anymore. In the cities of Sigmar, they are performers, mainly dancers. But on the battlefield, they send forth rolling banks of mist and illusions. The enemy never sees the strike that deals the killing blow. The fastest growing temple is Khielt-gadh, a shrine built atop a mountain of iron. I know that in our earlier meeting I told you that they built it atop a spiral of shadow magic, but I couldn't find any real evidence. It is a too good protected secret, for now at least. Morathi used strong magic to mold the surroundings at her will. Even then, the forces of chaos attacked the temple 6 times, and they will attack again. Maybe I will use the next one as an opportunity to see the truth, what is beneath the temple. The last temple I want to talk about is known as the Kruip, the Crimson Cult, true disciples of slaughter. All factions of order try to avoid them, as their bloodthirsty rites offend even the stalwart Stormcast Eternals. They have no real temple, as the only real way in their eyes to worship Khaine is on the field of battle. Now that I've glanced over the temples out there, we need to know about their worshippers, the daughters themselves. Lucky for us, there aren't many different types of them. For now, I will tell you about the main troops and keep the information on their leadership for our next meeting. First off, there are the Witch-aelves. The heart and soul of the cults, they train to be a weapon. For to shed blood is a religious ceremony, and the blades they use are just extensions to their bodies and their zeal. Gladiatorial fights against their sisters and captured monsters are a chance to spill blood, but a true kill is the only way to please Khaine. Their weapons are long daggers called Sciansá, forged in blood, extraordinarily sharp to slice flesh and deal a huge amount of pain. Another path of devotion lies with the Sisters of Slaughter. For them, combat is everything. The main attraction in gladiatorial fights in the arenas, they spin, leap, and pose dramatically while carving out pieces of flesh from their victims. Even other Khainites in the cities of Sigmar deem them as extreme. Once a daughter takes on the vow of Druharú, and donning the masks used for the Khielt-gadh, the ritual combat in which they recreate Khaine's fight against chaos, training with the Kruip-lash in a way only elves could perfect such weapons. They are formidable foes of the chaos forces. Morathi's handmaidens, they are somehow different than the she-elves you would expect. They are Scáthborn, cruel and dangerous even to another Khainites. They are brought into existence with one half of Morathi's malformation. The Melusai have serpent-like tails instead of legs. Absolutely loyal to Morathi, as they are born into the mortal realms by magical means, mainly shadow magic and Morathi's blood. Their hatred for Slaanesh is deep in their psyche, put there by their mother, which will use them as bodyguards, temple guardians and spies. If someone should stop worshipping the High Oracle, this person will stop breathing by the hands of the Melusai. They revel in depriving their foes of sensation. For them, it is a delight to carve out the heart of an enemy, just in the moment they touch them, as their touch can turn anyone into crystal, trapped for an eternity in the moment. Or they just shoot the enemy from afar with Heartseeker bolts, with uncanny accuracy. Similar to the Melusai are the Khinerai. Instead of Morathis' serpent tail, these daughters were born with her bat-like wings. Like their grounded counterparts, there are two formations, one mainly focused on melee, the other ones on dealing death from afar. Incredibly fast, both kinds fly across the sky as dark streaks, plummeting towards the enemy, slashing them with sickle blades or skewering them with summoned javelins. They use their momentum to maximize the force with which the weapons strike to penetrate armor, flesh and break bone. At last, they are the Doomfire Warlocks, gaunt, pallid, black-eyed. The few males in the matriarchal society, designed by choice rather than accidental. Only the most broken souls rescued from Slaanesh are used to create the cursed ones. Usually used for menial labor and mainly used as sacrifices for Khaine. Not all of them are created. Even the males born from the Daughters of Khaine are inflicted with the same fate. A weakness of body and spirit. Again, another design by choice, as this affliction allows the High Oracle to siphon off a part of their soul to gain more power. They are able to use shadow magic, but as Morathi trusts no one of her followers whom she didn't give the art of magic, she brands the poor souls with runes. In her words, apparently to ward them against Slaanesh. Sadly, I discovered that these are runes of control. I hope I was able to illuminate you with the information I gathered about their society. I'm keen to know what you think about them. Just leave me a note under my table and I will read it as soon as I can. I hope you will lend your ear to my stories again. I have many more for you to quench your thirst for knowledge. You just have to listen for the bell, and you will know that I'm here again, waiting for you. Have a good night, friend, and please stay fantastic. Bye.